steps into the cage tonight at a height of 5 feet, 10 inches. His weight, 171.8 pounds. He trains with Jim O, and he fights out of Gastonia, North Carolina. And tonight, in the Aries Fight Series cage, he makes his amateur debut. This is Caleb the Cowboy Spears.
These Jim O fighters always look like $1 million.
They do.
They really do.
Yep.
And his opponent across the cage and fighting out of the red corner. He steps in the cage tonight at a height of 5 feet and 10 inches. His weight, 171.9 pounds. He trains with Legion Jiu-Jitsu Checkmat, and he fights out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And tonight, in the Aries Fight Series cage, he also makes his amateur debut. I present to you, Eli Haynes.
Haynes in the red glove, Spears in the blue.
Big Luke Wilson, our ref for the evening. Ooh, immediately going for that head kick.
Glove touch, body kick, double leg.
Man,
What a combination here.
Oh! I wasn't expecting to see these head kicks.
Good
here.
footwork from Eli.
Yep.
He is showing some good movement now.
Caleb Spears showing great athleticism here.
Nice timing on the 2 takedowns, too.
Ooh! Man, he is finding a home for those head kicks.
That head kick off the break is a pretty nasty technique. Big slam there from Caleb.
This is a good opportunity for Caleb Spears to get comfortable, but maybe not right now.
I'll be curious to see Eli Hayes, what kind of strategy he uses to try and get his back off of the mat, and that was exactly what I was wondering.
Yep. Great stand up there.
Great
from
sense
Eli
of urgency.
Hayes. Yep.
And at this point, Haynes has to respect the takedown.
Yep. Oh, man, that was a good scramble and takedown there for Haynes.
Yeah, great way for Haynes to get some respect back. You know,
Yep.
he was kind of getting blitzed, and then he's like, I'm going to go forward. Another vicious takedown there from Caleb Spears right in front of his corner.
Yep, corner calling to settle a little bit, relax, and find some movements here.
Love seeing these young fighters just take instruction and implement a winning strategy.
Absolutely right.
And in your debut, right, bright lights, you know you're on Spectation Sports.
Yep.
You already know what's going on. Your heart's beating, but you got to make sure you stick to your game plan.
These guys are both looking sharp on their debut. We have 1 minute and 15 remaining here in the first of 3.
That's heavy ground and pound.
Man,
Those shots are
these
starting
are
to,
all hitting for Caleb Spears. These are all landing.
Man, you can hear them, too.
Yep.
Just feet away from us here at the commentary table.
Eli Haynes, tough guy. He doesn't seem to be affecting him as much as you'd think. Doing good on staying onto his side.
No, and he's pretty slick with how he separates and is able to get back to his feet. At least he has been through round 1.
Yep.
Nice easy breathing in there, Caleb. Nice easy breath.
Fans, this is the second bout on our undercard. Still to come tonight in the main card.
That half guard's nice. Keep it
Main event, we'll see Afro Samurai DeAndre Williamson try to stay unbeaten against West Wolf, and that will be at light heavyweight. Both of those fighters undefeated. Somebody's always got to go. Great main event coming your way later tonight.
Absolutely, that co-main I am very looking forward to. Quentin Sims, Q2.
Q versus 2.
I know, that Chattanooga versus Nashville.
A fight that's been in the making for some time.
Yep. 15 seconds remaining here in the first.
Yeah, the last minute of this round has really belonged to Caleb Spears. He's really getting confident now with his top control.
I agree.
There's your clapper, 10 seconds.
Houston, what do you think the advice from Eli Haynes' corner is going to be? This was kind of a tough round 1.
I think it's probably going to be for, minimize damage and hunt for submission. I think if he can get into a good position in half guard or 50-50 and have a little bit more luck. But
there's that head kick off of the stand-up.
I got to say, Eli Haynes took more damage, but coming into the second round, Caleb Spears looks a little bit more exhausted.
Well, there it was. He expended a lot of energy. There was
You're
about
right.
4 or 5 high-angle slams.
Yep, very good
Relentless
point.
with the grappling.
Yeah,
And
I do believe that first round belongs to Caleb Spears, but Eli Haynes doing a very good job defending and taking minimum damage.
and no stool in the corner of Haynes. He's
Exactly right.
He's just got his arms on his training partner's shoulder, excuse me, his coach's shoulders, and he's catching his breath. He looks very composed. Yeah, Jim O. Man, they've had nothing but success, it feels like, in the Aries cage, whether it's Joseph Hishma, Gary Miller.
Yeah, they are sending guys out when they are ready.
Yeah, Caleb Spears wants to add his name to those ranks. Round 2 between Spears and Haynes underway. In just a moment, cage door is closing.
All right, here we go.
We are underway.
Second round here this evening. Caleb Spears. Eli Haynes. Good teep there from Eli Haynes.
Yeah, I like
He's
Haynes
keeping
going
his
first.
head out a little bit, leading with his head a little too much. But
I really like Haynes going first, but you can't get too aggressive because what a machine. Caleb Spears can get a takedown whenever he wants it at this point.
There you go.
yeah, great athleticism and great timing is really going to be the asset here for Caleb Spears landing those double legs.
I believe Caleb is 4 for 4 on takedown attempts here as we are less than a minute into round number 2.
Yeah, we definitely need to see more takedown attempts here for Eli Haynes.
Yep, keep chipping, Caleb. Wonderful work.
And they are short strikes, but when they were in front of us, those blows were very loud.
Very loud.
And that is a strong guy in Caleb Spears.
I
You do
agree.
not want to take damage.
No.
Let's pummel the inside. Pummel clear. There we go. Down and up with that a little bit. Wonderful work, Caleb. 1 minute in, buddy. Yep.
On this undercard, more MMA amateur action coming your way, and we got a couple Thai boxing bouts, Houston.
We do.
Yes, we do. We've got
There you go. Keep chipping.
Ricardo
Wonderful.
Powell.
He builds up.
He was a former Thai combatant. He will be in MMA tonight, and we will see the return of Nate the Savage
I'm
Gould.
really looking forward to that, actually.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
of fighters that we've seen in the past back on Aries 21, and man, every time you see these guys, so many improvements, so much exciting fights.
We saw Nate Gould take a fight on about a 2-hour notice and do very well. Really aggressive, exciting fighter. So looking forward to that. A minute 20 here remaining of the second round.
Keep chipping, Caleb.
Yep,
Keep
that is
chipping,
still to
buddy.
come. A lot of
Yep.
deja vu from round number 1 that saw Caleb Spears enjoying
Yes.
top control, getting off some damage, and that's what's happened here
Keep
in
that
round 2.
bottom leg turf. That half guard's fine for us. Keep chipping, buddy. Keep chipping. Head underneath
I'd like to
his head.
see possibly
Super good stuff. Super
Caleb
good stuff.
Spears isolate one of those hands and open up the body more of Eli Haynes. Maybe it's trapping an arm behind the back. I think he could have a good opportunity there. And just to open him up a little bit more for strikes. Eli Haynes is doing a good job defending here. But if we can take an arm away, I think that's really going to help out Caleb Spears if he's going to be decided to rest in this position.
Yeah, it has been a bit of a mauling here as we go into 30 seconds left in round 2. Caleb Spears has not
30
been
seconds,
stopped on
Caleb,
his
30
takedowns,
seconds.
that he's really, when he's gotten to half guard here, he's shown the ability to just completely stifle any ability for Haynes to get back to his feet.
Through that arm. Yes, sir.
Haynes still doing a good job on staying tight and trying to get deeper into that guard, but
There, just keep chipping that.
it's
Posture's
he's got to
great.
come up with another game plan
Posture's
coming
great.
into the third
Attaboy.
round.
We'll take that all day long. We'll
10
take
seconds
punches there all day
remaining.
long, buddy.
The clacker going off here. This might be an indication for Spears it's time to get some damage off at the end of the round, which is exactly what he's trying to do.
And I think we are just at capacity here.
I know if
Joe's
I don't
really
know
filled
if
in.
there are more people coming. I don't know where we're going to put them. But that is about what you get when you've got a great card at the Cotton Eye Joe on a beautiful fall night. A little bit of rain has not kept these fans away.
Not at all.
They know the best party in Knoxville, Tennessee, the best event and bang for your buck in combat sports is here at the world famous Cotton Eye Joe.
Expectation Sports. You're very, very highly discouraged from streaming any other way other than Spectation Sports. Cotton Eye Joe does reserve the right to ask you to leave, and there will only be one warning, so please refrain from streaming through your phone. With that said, make sure you go to SpectationSports.com and go ahead and make your selections in tonight's pick'em.
Quick reminder, if you are watching online, the only place to do that, SpectationSports.com.
100%, and if you know this card and you think you have an idea of how the main card will play out, go ahead and play that Aries Pick'em game, predict those outcomes, and find yourself at a great regional NFL game, whether it is Panthers, Falcons, Titans, take your pick.
Eli Haynes coming out here with good energy in the third, and that's what he needs. He's going to have to find an answer for Caleb Spears. Otherwise, Caleb Spears is strong on the first and second round.
Caleb just a couple steps ahead here on the ground, but I love the energy from Haynes to open round 3, Houston. You're 100%
absolutely
correct.
Caleb Spears taking time in his corner, getting good advice.
It's got to be a little
coach.
tougher. We're 30 seconds into round 3. This is where Haynes probably wanted to prevent ending up at all costs.
Yes.
But if he could get back to his feet here, he's going to have a sprint to the finish line. Sounds like a lot of fans in the arena want to see the Derek Lewis just get up. You know?
Yeah,
But it ain't that easy, Houston.
No, not with somebody of this athleticism and just positional know-how. You're going to need a little bit more. That was going to be a setup to side mount here.
At 25 years old, too, Caleb Spears looking like this, coming into the Joe in his debut and just dominating. I mean, that is a way to put 170 fighters on notice here in the amateur ranks in Aries Fight Series.
Haynes is showing to be no scrub. I mean, he's doing what he needs to do. He's positioning himself where he needs to. But I think, like you said, Caleb Spears just kind of one step above Eli Haynes. And this is where he's going to isolate that one arm, which is what I thought would be a good idea for him.
Yeah, you highlighted that technique earlier on the prelims, and that would serve him well here.
Yep, absolutely right. This is what's going to help him end the fight as we see Luke get a little closer here.
At this point, it really is an accumulation of strikes.
Yep. That was smart. There you go. And we see him do it again. He's isolating that right arm and hand, and that is a smart move for himself in this position.
We've reached the 1 minute point here in the third round. Caleb Spears really putting on a clinic. And, man, I know Tim Loy's over there. Aries Management's over there.
Yep.
They've got to be licking their chops at the future of 170 here as we go into 2024.
And we see Caleb Spears regaining dominant position again over Eli Haynes.
You know, I mentioned we were excited to see our friend Torres Finney competing on the Contender Series. This has kind of felt like a Finney-esque mauling here.
It is, yeah.
For all
Finney
three
likes
rounds.
to be in this position, and he likes to trap an arm behind the back. And yep, so you're absolutely right. And that's what.
Right there, that visual, you've seen it so many times in his fights, and Caleb Spears looks just so confident and in control.
Yep, he's had great control this whole fight, keeping Eli Haynes' back against the cage and very immobilized. And there we go. You see him set up for a submission here at the 10 and final seconds of the third.
Well, it was great welterweight action between Caleb Spears and Eli Haynes.
Yep.
A little look at some of the damage inflicted here in round 3 at the hands of Spears. Yeah, I would love to see the significant strike count on this one.
Fight series, a round of applause for a well-fought battle.
And we haven't had a decision yet, but either way, I'd like to see both of these guys back in the cage as soon as possible.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I mean, Haynes had his moments at the start of rounds when he was on the feet. He looks like somebody who can really cause some problems for a potential future opponent. It's just tonight in there with Caleb Spears, there was no answer for the takedown, rinse and repeat.
It really wasn't.
And as the fight wore on, it was Spears accumulating the damage. But Caleb Spears out of Jim O. Gastonia, North Carolina, in all likelihood taking a victory home with him here at Aries Fight Series 21. Fans witnessing that on Spectation Sports, stay with us as we roll through the undercard here. As I mentioned, we've got Ricardo Powell in action, the return of Nate the Savage Gould, the return of the Western Viper Ryan Dirksen, and the MMA debut, the Muay Thai debut of Skylar King. But now we throw it to Lance Green to make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, this decision has gone to your judges' scorecards. Judge Josh Amato, Judge Harlan Bolton, and Judge Johnny Stewart all see this with scores of 30 to 27 for your winner. Out of the
congratulations, great victory for Jim O and Caleb Spears.